Alright, thank you for joining back again. So we are in the second video. So we have already set up the lab for our Entra ID. We already have the P2 license. Now let's start with understanding what actually is Microsoft Entra ID and why do we actually need it. Okay, so now Microsoft Entra ID is a cloud access privilege identity management which helps the employees, we can say, to access the external and internal resources. Now so see, this is a very good diagram which shows that Microsoft Entra ID can access all of these applications, whether they are on cloud, whether they are on prem, or whether they are outside anywhere. Okay, so we can access the all the resources by using the credentials which are provided in the Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, so it can be a software as a service application. It could be cloud HR systems. It could be this cloud providers, AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, or any other also. So this is why we use Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, so now let's begin by going through the Microsoft Entra ID itself. Okay, so now let's go one by one, and the first topic which we will be covering is the users. Okay, now so this is a tenant. Okay, so we can actually click here manage tenants, and this is my default tenant. If I want to create a new tenant, I can go here, I can create a new tenant, and okay, so this means you should have a paid license to create. Okay, so now if we have a paid license or we have a pay to go license, then we can actually create a new license. But for now we already have a Microsoft tenant which is a default one. So now what we are going to do, we are going to go to users and we are going to create a new user. So by default this is my account which is associated with this, and I already am a part of this. So now if I want to create a new user, I just click on new user, and then there are two types of user which I can create. First is I just can create a new user, or I can invite an external user as well. So now we are going to learn, or we are going to see both of them. Okay, so now let's create a new user first, and you have to give a name. So suppose we can say uh, employee 1. Okay, and then we can say emp1, that's his display name. Now this password, okay, let's auto generate only, and let's say account is enabled. So yes, account is enabled. If not checked, this user will be blocked from signing in. Okay, so yes, I want this user to sign in. Next, so these are all optional things. First name, last name, user type, is he a member or is he a guest? Okay, he's a member of the organization, let's say. Now what is his job title? So let's say he's a network admin. Company name is let's department is IT. Okay, you can fill all these details. Next, so if we want the user to be a part of any group, or we want to give him any role, then we can select it from here. Okay, now let's give this user a highest privilege, which is global administrator. Okay, so now let's search for global administrator and see. Okay, next is let's review and continue, and this is the all the details, and then let's just create. Okay, now we have successfully created the user employee 1. If we go back to our subscription Microsoft Entra ID users, so it's still not here. If we refresh, it will come. Okay, so this is the employee 1 which we have created. Now what I will do is I will create invite an external user. Okay, so now when do we use an external when do we use invite? When he is not a part of an organization. Okay, suppose there is one organization, there is one company that you're working in, and they have contract basis people, right? So they will invite, they will not create a user as a part of their organization. Okay, they will just invite the user so that they can use the resources of their company. Okay, so now let's create an invite user. So it says invite a new guest to collaborate with your organization. So let's give an email ID. So I'm giving my email ID. Okay, now display name is, let's say, Ali Malani, and then hi, welcome to the organization, and then a no cc. So next, okay, properties, let's leave this as it is. Then I am going to give him a role of, let's say, global reader. Okay, he can just read all the information that is present in the tenant. Okay, review and create, let's invite. Okay, now this user invite is in progress. Now once the invite is sent, I will receive the invite over to my email, and then I can click and access the or accept the invite sent by this organization. Okay, so now let me check if I have received any. Okay, so now it will take some time. It's not very instant, but yeah, I think I've got it. So you can see TCS invited you to access application within their organization. Okay, so now this is the kind of invitation that the external user will get. Okay, if you accept, you will be sent to this, and then you can have the access to the organization's resources. Okay, so now I won't forward this, but just to show you, like, yes, this is possible. So that is what the two types of users we can create. Now one more thing, right? If an organization, suppose a very big organization, wants to move from on-prem to cloud, right? So they will have, suppose, 1 lakh users. Okay, so do you think they will do 1111? No, right? So that is why the option of bulk operation. Okay, so we can bulk create, bulk invite, and bulk delete. So now we can select a CSV template, which is an Excel sheet kind of thing, and then you can upload your CSV file, and then you can add those all the users in one go, right? Bulk. Okay, so that is what this is. All right, so that is what all about the users in Entra ID. Now in the next session we'll go with the groups, and then we'll see. Okay, so I hope you have understood the users, and I hope you'll join back for the third session. Thank you.